Good evening, Oskar.
Let's talk about Gewürztraminer. This is the Gewürztraminer from Standing Stone.
Correct,
which now come with a updated and improved label, new package. It looks great. So this a little different, not to compare it to the Wiemer Gewürz, but this is.
But that's inevitable.
But that is we have to still compare it.
A little bit.
This is kind of made in a style with a little more weight to it, right?
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
So not so much early picked fruit in this one.
Yeah, no, it's been a fun journey, the last 7 vintages on this block specifically, which is the lower block at Standing Stone. And yeah, it's fun because we sort of have a very good understanding, or I wouldn't call it a recipe, but we have a very good method of how we like to work with the western side of Gewürztraminer on this side of the lake, in how we do an early selection out of one block, kind of a later one, and we really have a very dialed in method. This block has been something where we've just tried some other things. So yeah, we go in on one picking, one ripeness or presentation of the fruit. Yeah.
Still though, being Finger Lake style, it has a nice freshness to it, and made in a fairly dry style.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So this is still a dry style with moderate alcohol. I don't think it's going over 13% here.
No, we've definitely gone over 13% on this block before.
Yeah.
Some other vintages, because it's the way it ripens is a little different than some of the other ones, in that it goes quickly, which Gewürztraminer can do, but without other blocks to kind of counterbalance it, you have to kind of go a bit more selective on your one selection.
So just for reference, Standing Stone is one of our most protected sites. We talked about HAW before, which are very far. No, it's very not, right? Cool on a plateau away from the lake. Standing Stone is now in a perfect slope where Seneca Lake brings airflow, air exchange, and protection both in the winter, but even then a cooling effect in the summer.
Yes.
And it drags out the season. So Gewürztraminer as a vine is very sensitive. And that's one of the reasons why Standing Stone as a site has been known for Gewürztraminer.
Yes.
One of the first plantings there was Gewürztraminer. One of the few sites that survived. In late night, first site that survived. So we're enjoying that now, different styles of Gewürztraminer.
Yeah.
But so it's a consistent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think one of the funny things about this block for us in the winemaking front, it does have this kind of lower register profile in terms of, like, if you think about it from some wines kind of exist in the high register, and they have lots of high tone fruits and lots of acid and lots of kind of up here, and then there are other styles of wines which we don't find making that often, I would say, and this wine does it, where it sits very low on the palate with a lot of weight, not like super alcoholic in this case, but it just has this profile of Gewürz which is very different than what we see in Magdalena, what we see in Josef, what we see on the upper section of here. And that's one of the reasons we've been attracted to trying to pull this style off in a single bottling, because it is really unique. Of all the Gewürztraminer blocks we work with, there isn't, they all have their qualities, but this one doesn't really have a shared kind of other block that it feels like. Even though this is, funny enough, this is from Magdalena. Herman Wiemer Nursery grafted these plants for Standing Stones in 2005.
Yeah, so the cuttings, the
cuttings are from Magdalena, but this block, that fruit on this block doesn't show anything like Magdalena.
No. So it's definitely really more than terroir-driven wines here.
Yeah. It is funny. We of course knew that when going to purchase that property, that there was a bunch of vine material that we had put there as a nursery supplier. So it's a really I think this for us, I think the 23, 24, now the 25, which we have in the cellar right now, we're starting to kind of figure out how to rein this block in a little bit, because we have made some versions that are bombastic and very powerful.
So in some of the vintage were like, that's just too much.
Yes, and that was just us learning and, not having all the answers always, which some people like to think we do, but we don't. We don't. We try and be sensitive to what's possible, but also know that we have to kind of course correct when required.
Yeah. So this one also, vintage 24.
Yeah.
Timely rains, nice balanced vintage. So that's also, we have tasted the Pinot before. Also, it's almost like a vintage style too. We have a mid palate that is just right, and then a brightness to them that cleans off the palate. So it's showing very, very well.
Yeah, this block's always kind of veered more on the spice orientation of Gewürztraminer, more so than especially what we see on the Wiemer wine. We tend to go more floral, a little bit less of that baking spice kind of, and this wine always kind of seems to go that direction, which is fun. And I think it puts it also in a little different category. It's still very Gewürztraminer-y, but it has a little bit more phenolics, it has a little bit more structure, and it's a little bit more akin to some...
Does it see any skin contact?
Yes, a small amount. I think
maybe that's what you also taste in the taste profile. You see a little skin contact.
Yeah, and it gives that a little extra texture. And I think to the point of learning from this block, we have pulled back on the skin contact because I think initially we had felt like, well, if we're gonna do a little bit more skin contact with this because we want to make sure we're differentiating because we want to make sure we're not just kind of doing the same thing, and I think we realized after a couple vintages that that's not really needed to go all destemmed and all skin contact because the block it just has too much structure and power, and it can be overpowering. So we've dialed that back a little bit and done a section that is whole cluster, the majority, and then a smaller part that's destemmed to get some of that skin contact. So this it's becoming a bit more refined. As we've and I think Fred and Brianna and I have tried to be patient with it and not, 7 vintages is not. It feels like a lot, but it's also
not. You're learning. So I think this represents the last 7 or more vintages. Standing Stone as a site was very known for Gewürztraminer, and then when we got involved,
we've tasted some of those very old ones from the early 2000s.
They're great.
Quite something.
Yeah, there's something. So now in 17, we have then learned a little bit from before, but also figure out where to go. And I think now, 7 years later, we've reined it in a little bit, but got it a little bit more on the, maybe a little more sophisticated. Yeah. So I think it's showing very well. So this is a nice
thank you, I agree.
Representation of Gewürztraminer from Standing Stone.
And I think one of the things we've realized also at Standing Stone in particular is though the ripeness is there, it's not as, I think we're a little bit initially in these first few vintages sort of very surprised that things didn't get as ripe as, because that's a very big topic of discussion amongst some Finger Lakes growers about that section of Seneca Lake. And I think we've noticed that there is a level of restraint that does just happen there because of the
lake.
Cool proximity. The vines are so close to the lake. There is a slowing.
There's a slowing because of the cool lake effect in the summer. It drags out the season and retains acidity too, which is very important. It is a delicious bottle of wine, and again in a new package. On the back labels, you will see now
we've got a new box
with the ingredients, labels, and herbicide-free farming, and also indigenous yeast. This is fermented on indigenous yeast. So.
No, it looks phenomenal.
We're happy about this.
Yeah.
All right.
More to come.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well done.
Cheers.
Cheers.